The following is a presentation of the Sunday Cup Radio Network.
Well, before I could walk, I had a wrench in my hand. I was my mama's little angel, my daddy's second chance. He went end over end. The first year he went pro and he lost part of his eyesight, so he couldn't race no more.
Hey now everybody, this is the second edition of Inside Sunday Cup Racing. We are here to wrap up our last short track race on Gran Turismo 5 from North Carolina Speedway. And we're going into our final race on GT5 at Daytona this week. Today's special guest is Kip Duggar. How you doing, Kip?
Hey, I'm doing good, Josh. How are you?
I'm doing all right. I'm Josh Cherryhill, your host, coming to you live from the SCRN studios. Those of you who don't know, it's a weekly 30-minute behind-the-scenes recap show about the Sunday Cup League. Sunday Cup League is on the PlayStation 3. Right now we are just finishing up our Gran Turismo 5 season and we're rolling into our Gran Turismo 6 starting in February. We're going to start having some practice races going on Thursdays and stuff, so getting ready for the big debut of Gran Turismo 6. So we're going to recap this week's races that we did have on Gran Turismo 5. We're going to have Kip talk about what happened down there in Daytona for our final Pro Cup race as we wrapped up the season with those cars. Those are the 2010 NASCARs with 414 horsepower and sport soft tires. How'd it go down there in Florida, Kip?
Wow, what can you say about the last race of the season here? The Pennzoil 150, Daytona. What can you expect? We had 5 drivers with a shot for it at the end. It was awesome racing. Colio pulls out a close one, I'll tell you. Him and Kipps was just drafting all the way, taking it in, and Milwaukee seemed to sneak in there for second place, but what a finish. It was really, really cool. Good racing.
Yep. Kip got his first Pro Cup win, and Colio got his first Pro Cup win, and his dad Kip followed right behind, getting his first top 3 of his career in SCL. So that's pretty good.
Yeah, and like we say, it's our last Cup race on GT5, but GT6 ought to bring out some really good adventure stuff here, and I think a little later we'll have a interview with Colio. We had technical difficulties when we tried to set that up with him.
Yeah, it doesn't look like his feed's coming up, but we can roll on with the show here. How about you recap the points for us down there? It looks like it wasn't a very tight points finish, but Milwaukee dominated.
Yeah, Milwaukee, he just pretty much dominated the championship this time. He had a full 100 points. You know, Johnny got in second with 83, Colio third with 80. Lasercats, the top rookie, with 73. That's your rookie of the year there. Kipps pulled out the 5th. 6th was Shine Runner. 7th, ABG. 8th was JB Stig. And 9th was Travis Daly. Again, Lasercats, rookie of the year.
He did a great job in his first Pro Cup season with us. All right, we're going to talk about some short track racing here for a little bit. We had our last bomber race. We're going to run on GT5 over at North Carolina Short Track. It's just under a half-mile flat short track. And looks like it was a real good race. Ice Chest got his first career pole in his Sunday Cup League career. It was a real good race. Colio came from way behind. I don't know, a lot of you guys have seen the uploaded video of the replay of the onboard from Colio's car, but it was a good race. He came from way back behind, and he ended up pulling off the victory for the final race. So he did good. It looks like Milwaukee clinched the championship with 84 points. over Johnny Benson's 71 points. He was 31 points, or 13 points back. And Coolio came in third in the championship with Shine Runner in fourth. And Ice Chest claimed the Rookie of the Year in the Bomber class. So congrats to Ice Chest, and her rookie season was really good in the Bombers. He claimed that by 1 point. He had 35 points, and Coop had 34. And Kip had 30 right behind that.
Wow,
so
what
it was
a close
rookie finish. Close. So that's it. We're done with the Bombers for a little bit, and I'm not sure if they're going to continue in GT6. We don't really have a spot for them now, but we'd love to bring them back at some point. So that's kind of how that goes. How'd the late model sportsman race go down there in North Carolina, Kip?
Well, the Oscar Mayer 50, Josh, was quite a race. Our guy out front, Iwaki, failed to show up, so that lets the lead shrink a little bit. Johnny's got a chance to really put it there. He's not gonna. I don't think he's gonna run away with it. Let's put it that way. And Ice Chest, he earned his first top 3 in the late model sportsman. Laser Cats, first career Sunday Cup win, immediate first Pro Cup win. Becomes the first rookie this season to win a Sunday Cup race. So, what can you say?
What can you say for sure? We're going to have a little pre-taped interview here we did with him right after the race, and he'll tell you how he did it himself. Okay, we're here with the winner of the Oscar Mayer 50 late model sportsman division race down there in North Carolina short track. We are here with Laser Cats. What's going on, Laser? How'd you do it down there in short track? Coming off your win in the Pro Cup race, followed it up with another 2010 model win. Good job.
It really was like, I got that pole position right off the heat race. And
Yep.
There wasn't many lead changes. I know you guys were bumping like way back there, but not too many people got up to me, so.
It was more the deal for second and third were really fighting.
Yeah. I think I had like about a 2-second lead at one point, so.
Yeah.
It was a pretty good race.
Yeah, it was just, another short track race. Everybody was fighting for that bottom line. If you had it, you had it, and if you didn't have it, you wanted it.
Yeah.
For sure. It was definitely a good time out there at the short track. We're glad to be back. And you followed up your Pro Cup win with another win. Looks like it's going to be something you're going to be doing quite regularly here at the SCL. What do you think?
Looking pretty good so far. I think as long as I can keep up there and not like wreck it and not just beat and bang off everybody, I do pretty good.
Yep. You did good. You're learning. So, well, you know how to win, so it's a lot easier to do it now. I think we'll be talking to you later in the show.
Yep.
All right, see you later. Good job, guys. Back to the booth. All right, there you go. That was Laser Cats with his first Sweet Onion 50 win. That was awesome. It was a good race there in the late models, and that's how he did it.
Yeah, what about the final event there, the Diet Right 100 at Daytona Sunday?
That's going to be a good one. Anybody that's got a chance to come out to this one, it's going to be our last late model race on GT5.
Yeah, and again, Iwaki, he's only got a 5-point lead going into this for the championship. It's Johnny's got a real good shot.
Yeah, it looks like Coop wrapped up the Rookie of the Year last week because he has a 9-point lead over Laser Cats. That's going to be hard for Laser Cats to make up in one race. So, good job for Coop becoming a Rookie of the Year in the late models.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hopefully he'll show up Sunday.
We'll see. We'll see who we get. We don't know yet. You never know who's going to show up to these events.
How about that Grand National division?
It was a good one. Good hard battle on the short tracks. I don't know, a lot of you have seen the replay of that one too. It's uploaded on our YouTube channel, but that was an awesome race there on the short track. Our last short track there for the GT5. It was pretty much a rookie show. Ice Chest got the pole, and man, he was out front for the first 56 laps. Nobody could touch him. We started getting them late race cautions, and then people had the chance to get up there and battle with him a little bit. And they got the best of him at the end. I know Colio got around him at first, and Lasercats, he was running on the outside, passing everybody. I mean, he had that thing wound up. What do you think about looking at that race in the recap there, Kip? He was hauling ass on the outside, wasn't he?
Yeah, I tell you, it's hard to run on that outside, especially on those short tracks. All I can say is he drove that car to the best of the ability of anyone I've ever seen.
Yeah, the only person that's been able to do that, similar to that, is one of the old guys that we used to race with, Shackler. He was awesome up there on the outside, and Lasercats really put it to him. That was a awesome race. He got his first Grand National win. I mean, he was just tearing it up. He got all the wins last week at Daytona and on the short tracks. It's really impressive coming out of the rookie like that.
Yeah, he's gonna make a fine driver.
All right, we got after the race, we recorded a little after the race interview with him. We'll have it for you now. We'll tell you how he did it. All right, guys, we're back with the winner of the Fry Baloney 75. Guess who? Again, Mr. Lasercats, pulling off the win 2 in a row there out at the short track in North Carolina. How'd you do it this time, Laser?
Those cars are just slipping and sliding everywhere, and I think with about 3 or 4 laps left, I just got to the inside of you and got around you and stayed there.
For sure, we were up front there, and if I had to go, I didn't know if anything was going to happen. I don't think with that late race caution that came out, you might not have had anything for him, but yeah, it was a good race there, and that late race caution really paid to your effect when you got a little bump and run there and took off and ran off with it.
Yeah, Ice dominated that race, really. He had like about a 5-second lead on us for a while.
Yeah, but cautions really bit him, didn't they?
Yeah, and he got hit back. And then, I don't know, where did he end up finishing out? 4th?
Yeah, he finished back there. He wasn't contending for the win after that late race caution, for sure.
If we didn't have those cautions, he definitely would have had that race.
Yeah, he was out front, but like they say, cautions breed cautions. We started having a couple, and it's hard to stop the cautions from coming once they start coming like that.
Yep.
Alrighty. Well, you did it again there, Lasercats. 2 in a row out there at North Carolina short track, so we'll see what you can do rolling into Daytona. You're coming off a win at Speedway in Indy, so we'll see you Thursday. See what you can do. How you think for Indy? What do you think you're going to be able to do?
Daytona and Indy are pretty easy. Like, it's anybody's game, really.
Wait till the end.
As long as you stay up front and don't wreck it with like 5 to go, you should be good.
Alrighty, thank you, Laser.
Okay, see ya.
Winner of the Fry Baloney 75 right there, Lasercat. So we'll go back to the booth. Awesome reporting right there. All right. That was a good race down there at North Carolina. It's going to be sad to see the short tracks go. We've had so much fun on them. As we wrap up the championship here, Milwaukee 96 pulled it off. That's a big surprise, huh? He's got the championship. Even with that one race remaining, he's got a 20-point lead over Johnny Benson, so that's going to be insurmountable for Johnny B to pull that off. Our rookie battle looks pretty tight, though. I mean, if Coop shows up tonight, he's got a 1-point lead over Lasercats right now for a Rookie of the Year title. It's going to be real close.
Yeah, hopefully they can get that car fixed and up and running.
Yeah, I know he was having trouble, but we'll see. He had a bad race there at Indy. I don't think he was very happy with everything that transpired there in the late race. What are you going to do? That's just racing, right?
That's it. It's just racing.
All righty. Well, yeah, like we said, that's our last flat track race. Hopefully we're going to have a little bit of banking when we do get our short tracks made for GT6. I know you didn't participate
Yeah,
in a whole lot of the races there, Kip, but I know I was there for just about every one of them, and we had some good hard battles. You had to be perfect on them short tracks. With them being so flat, you had to be right up against the inside wall and not make any mistakes, because anybody that made any mistakes is going to be somebody who doesn't, like Milwaukee every week, pulling off the victory.
That's correct, and I'll tell you, if you there's really no draft like if you was on Daytona on those short tracks. You have to run consistent.
Yep. Even with it on heavy draft like we had, you still didn't have much of it. I mean, if you were up there in the lead pack, you'd go maybe a mile an hour faster, 2 miles an hour, and that's a lot on a short track.
Right.
For sure. So we're going to miss them.
What was your favorite track? What was your favorite short track?
Oh, boy. I like some of the real short ones, like the Langley and Golden Gate, some of them Orange County and Hickory. I loved Hickory.
Yeah. Well, I'm on the opposite end of the side there. I didn't mind any of them except for Fayetteville with the real sharp turns. I just could never grasp that one.
Yeah, you had to be real aggressive at Fayetteville. Really shoot it down into the corner and run it right back up again. The closing rate was a little crazy at Fayetteville. I know we had a couple of races where there was a lot of cautions because of the closing rate like that. People weren't used to the hairpin design of the track.
Yeah,
we only had one we went to.
What do you think's going to happen at Daytona?
Well, I don't know, Kip. It's going to be a good race. It's going to be our last GT5 race ever, so it's going to be pretty historic down there in Daytona. It's going to be a good one.
Yeah, I totally agree, and I don't know, but I've heard it through the grapevine that Milwaukee isn't going to be driving this race.
That's what I hear, too. He's already got the championship wrapped up, so he figured he'd get the season started for his new driver that he's pulling up in here, coming up into the ranks. He's going to let the rookie Wilson Yip run his car at Daytona, the number 11 FedEx Camry. It's going to be a pretty good race. I don't know if the regular drivers are going to feel safe running around that rookie, but we'll see. I think I ran a couple of practice laps with him earlier this week. He seems to be pretty fast, but he's just got to figure out how to do the thing we call super speedway racing.
Exactly. I ran a few laps myself with him, and hey, any indications he can definitely run the high line. We'll see what happens when he gets low.
Yep, we'll see. We are running at 5:45. Qualifying is going to start on Sunday, Eastern Time. It's going to be a good race. Last one, if anybody of you do still have GT5 and feel like popping it back in your system, go ahead and come on out to Daytona. We're going to have a good race in the Sunday Cup League Lounge. So that's that. Now we're wrapping up GT5 and we're starting to get into GT6. What do you think of it, Kip?
Man, I'll tell you, most everything I like. I mean, don't get me wrong, there's always some downfalls with new things that come out, but I'll tell you, it's smooth as butter in there, I say. What do you think?
I like it. I mean, I didn't get a chance to run anything but the ovals, you know me. So I ran Twin Ring a lot, but I got to run Daytona last night, and you can really feel the bumps there. I think it's a lot more realistic. I mean, the graphics are improved. All the engines for the different suspension and tire wear and everything are all a bit improved, so it's a real good deal. I like the new qualifying setup, all that. I don't see anything that's real bad about it yet. I'm going to be a lot happier once the track creator comes out, though.
Oh, yeah. I'll tell you, the track creator, if it works to our advantage, maybe we'll get some small tracks in there, too, again.
Definitely. We've got to go back to the short tracks. I know the late model is just going to be pretty much hanging out at Twin Ring. That's a good track for the late models, but we'd like to get on something a little shorter and bang some doors and fenders.
Yeah, I can see some 4 wides at the Twin Ring. What do you think?
It's going to be good. We're going to have our first practice race there tonight on GT6 at 11 p.m. So if you guys got GT6 at 11 p.m. Eastern, Sunday Cup _ League's going to be hosting a little race here, a little practice race, gearing up for our new season.
Absolutely.
Should be a good time tonight with the late models. So those are 2010 NASCARs with the 453 horsepower restriction and tuning prohibited, so it's always a real tight battle for sure. The first race of the GT6 season is going to be February 13th. It's going to be a good one down there at Daytona on the Winston Cup cars. It's going to be start as a daytime race, and it's going to go into the night. It's going to be a 250 lapper down there for the late model, or for the Winston Cup cars. And the Grand National cars are going to be running there Saturday night. Late models Thursday. We're going to be there for the whole week. So 13th through the 16th is going to be a real good race.
Yeah, it should be a ton of fun.
Yep, especially getting to run at night under the lights there at Daytona. That's something we haven't been able to do before. And I just think everybody's so pumped up for the new season here. It's going to be quite a race.
I agree totally, and they've made so many improvements, and I'm sure, don't get me wrong, there's going to be a few glitches here and there, but it can't do nothing but get better, I do believe.
Yep, they're constantly making updates, so anything they're trying to get it fixed and make the best game they can. We got a little bit of change. The new Grand National Series is going to be restricted to 650 horsepower at most of the tracks. There's going to be a restriction for the Winston Cup cars, thinking somewhere around 700, 650, something like that on the super speedways.
A little more testing will provide that.
Yeah, we ran some good test laps last night. I think 700 is going to be pretty okay, but we still have to finalize that. But we've got till February to do that. All right, so we've had a pretty good show here. We'll let you guys know a bunch of information about the Sunday Cup League, our racing on GT6, and wrapping up GT5. Tomorrow it's going to be a good race down there at Daytona, and tonight's going to be real fun at Twin Ring. So if you guys aren't on Sunday Cup _ League's friends list, go ahead and send them a PSN request. We'll get you hooked up, and we can start running with us. We have a lot of fun. If you guys have any questions for the show, you can tweet us at Sunday Cup League, or you can look us up on Facebook, Sunday Cup League. We're all over it. Inside Sunday Cup League, you can look that up, all the stuff. So pretty much we're going to wrap it up. You got any final comments there, Kip?
No, I'll tell you, you pretty much got it all summed up, and just come out and join, have a lot of fun, and you'll see. I think it's going to be a good season in this GT6, and that's about it.
That's it. It's awesome. So we'll see you at Daytona for the final points race in GT5. We'll say goodbye to that old friend, and we'll look forward to what's new tonight at GT6. All right, everybody, have a good one. We'll see you next week.
Well, before I could walk, I had a wrench in my hand. I was my mama's little angel, my daddy's second chance. He went end over end. The first year he went pro and he lost part of his eyesight, so he couldn't race no more. He never lost his touch when he got under a hood. He knew how to make 'em run. He knew one day he would see his name in victory lane and engraved on that cup, just like all them other crazy fools were racing in their blood. He'd put me on his lap when he'd drive and I'd take the wheel, and he'd say, "What do you think about that, son? How does she feel? You just wiggle them little legs, get long enough to reach the gas. Once you put her on the floor one time, there ain't no turning back." Every Saturday he'd take me out to the garage. He'd take an empty bucket, fill it full of engine parts. He'd sit me down and pour them out in front of me on the floor. I'd have to tell him what each one was and what each one was for. We'd jump in his old car and go down to the race that night. He'd tell me what each driver was doing wrong, what each one did right. He could always pick the winner before they ever took a curve. Number 3 might have the car, but 43's got the nerve. Well, before I turned 18, Daddy said, now pretty soon you'll be old enough to race, but I'm gonna leave it up to you. Taught you all about it, taught you everything I know. You gotta have a car to do it, and you gotta work and buy your own. Nobody kept them any longer. Then they kept a pair of shoes. They started showing up at every used car lot in town. A V8 on a go-kart, easy terms, no money down. Me and Daddy and my uncle took her home and we tore her down. Checked her out real good, cleaned her up and bored her out. Took out all the seats, pulled the carpet off the floor. Knocked out all the glass, then we welded up the doors. Well, the first time that I raced, my qualifying was a shame. I started out way in the back and came back about the same. Pulled her in the pit, couldn't look my daddy in the eye. He said, if you quit now, son, it's gonna haunt you all your life. See, it ain't about the money or even being number one. You gotta know when it's all over, you did the best you could have done. And knowing that it's in you and you never let it out is worse than blowing any engine or any wreck you'll ever have. Since then I wrecked a bunch of cars and I broke a bunch of bones. It's anybody's race out there and I learned to run my own. I'd shove them in the wall and I'd hit them from behind. I'd let them know that I was there. I'd let them know that track was mine. It's been several years since my daddy passed away, but his picture's on my dash every time I go to race. I lost more than I won, but I ain't gonna give up till they put me in the ground. Her daddy's name is on that cup. I'm sorry, I didn't look at you.
No, I wasn't looking. I was listening to the story, man. That's right.